Mazel, morons. Welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with Millie Bobby Brown's yoga teacher. It's Ben Soffer.
It's
Olivia liked that one. That's right.
It's funny that you bring that up, Josh.
Dog.
Yesterday I got a massage and the goal was opening up my hips. My hips are just locked in position.
Are they still?
Locked. Still, yeah. Still.
What does that do for your lovemaking?
It's an excellent question. It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Are you in pain when you're making love?
What did you say?
Are you in pain when you're making love?
It absolutely does, Josh. Thank you so much for asking. And I think.
Are you in pain while you do it?
No, I'm not. I just know that I could be like that porn star, like porn star energy, and I just can't do it. Like I have the libido for it. I'm like, yeah, but no, I can't get there because I'm geriatric.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to cut this out, but I'm going to say it. I try to bring that energy to canoodling with my wife, and then she is like, no. We're going to do it like respectable people who had two parents who love them.
My favorite part about us is we started this episode. We said we're cutting nothing out. Within 3 minutes, we're cutting out two things.
I'm leaving that in.
Okay, well, Look, by the way, I respect it. Lovemaking should be about love, Josh. It should. It's not always about the ground and pound.
Ugh, that is so gross. You know what? This is my What Are You Nuts, and it's coming in early. It really grosses me out when someone goes, "This is my lover."
Awful.
It is
awful.
Lover.
Awful. We've definitely spoken about this before. Awful. I also hate the word partner. Sorry. Sorry.
Ben doesn't give a.
Sorry. This is my life partner. Get married, bozo. You've been life partners for 20 years. Don't you want to take advantage of the tax break?
I also think that if you're dating in your 40s, you cannot have a boyfriend or girlfriend anymore. Just call them your spouse. Call them your husband or wife. No one's going to ask for receipts. No one's going to be like, "Can I see your certificate?"
No, just say that you're married. It's fine.
That's right.
You know what show I've been watching, Josh, lately? You ever watch Only Murders in the Building? I ask that as I know you don't watch it because you don't watch any of this stuff.
I don't watch it, but it's created by my good friend Dan Fogelman, who's one of the best in the biz. Just love him. He's a mensch and a genius.
I love that show. I love that cast. Martin Short is Bruce Soffer in the best way.
Yes.
In the best way. And the reason I thought of it is because Martin Short and Meryl Streep are this older love romance. They get married on the show. They are the cutest, fantastic. And all I have to say, if you're old, you can still get married. We don't need life partners. Get hitched.
Well, isn't the scuttlebutt that they are dating in real life?
Yes. Yes, they are. So hot.
God. That is so hot.
Can you imagine dating Meryl Streep? And at the same time, can you imagine dating Martin Short? What a power couple.
Martin Short comes in, shows up at Meryl's house, all 5'5" and Canadian, and it's like, they're going somewhere. They're going to, at minimum, a Houston's or a Hillstone. Minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. They're doing it all. Maybe it's just his character, but they are going to a show. Ooh, they're taking in the town. They're not sitting at home doing nothing, Josh. They're going out. They're having a couple of martinis. They're doing it. They're doing it up. They're doing it up.
They're not in recovery. They're slinging a couple back, getting nice and loose.
Slinging a couple back. They have open hips. They're going at it.
Yes, they do. They probably do.
They're fucking banging.
I'm cutting that out. Number 4, put it to the list. I really appreciate that you can watch and enjoy shows. I'm getting worse and worse.
Look, we also watch, this, we rewatch so many shows. We're currently rewatching Glee.
Oh my God. I love that there's a part of you and Claudia which are the most sophisticated New Yorker, and then there's a part of you guys that would make sense in Kansas City.
We reserve the 8:30 to about 10 at night for like a nice 90 minutes of TV. The question is, what are we watching? Right now we're watching, because we finished Only Murders, we're watching Glee. And there's just something, Claudia was born to be on Glee. Like, she looks at Rachel Berry and she's like, I am you. Like, this is us. We are simpatico. So she loves that show. And look, I always love a singing competition. I love The Voice. I love the Britain's Got Talent. I love the American Idol. So when I watch Glee, I'm like, oh, these kids, pretty good. That said, Mr. Schuster, no good.
Interesting.
Oh, and the great Sue Sylvester, unbelievable.
You love Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch is a queen. She's also in Only Murders. I just have to say, I know we're doing less guests on this show because you guys want less guests, but we need to have Jane Lynch.
Don't give the people any credit. We decided on our own based on how much you listen and don't listen. Okay? This was a complete solo decision. We won't be bullied.
It had nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. We decided on our own. That said, Jane Lynch, please. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her.
I get it.
Jane Lynch. Love her. Have you met her?
I've never met Jane Lynch, no.
Ugh. Just saying, she's on my list. Who's on your list?
Of what? Guess?
Just somebody that you love that maybe you haven't met. Even if Jane Lynch wanted to have dinner, I'd take dinner. I don't need her on the podcast. I just love to meet her.
That's a great point. I love, in this day and age, the problem with having a podcast is everyone you meet, you want to ask them for something. And I think it's very powerful to not need nothing from no one. That's my goal in life. I want to be able, the other day I was at my buddy's son's birthday and he introduced me to this lovely woman who runs and is like a big macher at Levi's. I love Levi's 501s. Come on. It's perfect creation. You know me. All American. Josh Peck.
Is that the one with all of the buttons up? Is that the one with all the buttons up?
On the fly?
Yeah.
No, it's a zipper. I think.
It's a zipper. Okay. There's only one Levi's product that I can't do. It's the one with the 5 buttons. It was made for a skinny man.
You're not a button fly king.
No, 5 buttons, Josh. 5 buttons?
Doesn't work.
It's too much. It's 4 buttons too many.
I used to be a solely button fly guy. I'm a button fly guy because I only wore G-Stars, which was a good time in my life. But
great gene.
Yeah, great gene. Japanese denim. But what was I going to say? Who do I love? Who do I like? What
Levi's. You love Levi's. You love Levi's.
Levi's. So I love Levi's. And so I meet this woman who's like a big executive at Levi's. And she's like, oh, you have to come by our like gifting thing. And I just wanted to be like, you know what? It's just nice to meet you. Like, I don't need them. Like, but thank you. And I'm a fan. It's nice to meet you. But of course, instead I said, when and where, babe? When and where? I want to be able to say no. I've heard that George Clooney does not accept gifting.
It's definitely a powerful move. And I will say, and this is going to seem unrelatable to folks who are like, you don't want to be gifted by brands. Like, no. They send crap. They are trying to just weasel their way into something that they normally need to pay for, right? Which is going to be an advertisement from the incredibly famous Josh Peck. And I'm just saying, stop it. Just stop it. It's enough. You want my man's services? Come up with the stone cold cash.
Yes.
Okay? That's it. Come up with the stone cold cash. I want to see $100 bills. Okay? I don't want to see, let me send you some free tea bags. We don't want your tea bags. No, we can buy our own tea bags. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? It's enough. That said, I would take a $1,000 gift card to Levi's. Like, that's nice.
I bet you would, Ben. Who wouldn't? That's a nice gift.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I
don't want one pair of jeans though. I don't want one pair. Nope.
I've got add this to the list. Unrelatable. People are gonna be like, "You rich assholes!" Like, it's not even true. We're not even rich. We're so rich
poor.
for Louisville.
We're so poor. No, we're fine. We're comfortable.
We're comfortable, but we're not like. I mean, we're not those people.
The last time I saw you wear that shirt, Josh, was when we had Taylor Lautner on. Do you remember that?
I didn't own this then, but I did get this for free from Paige. Shout out. What is wrong with your memory?
I think it looks like that gray shirt. Is that not gray?
It's green. It's like an olive.
It's beautiful, Josh.
God bless you. Thank you so much. I know it looks good.
Okay, I won't tell you then. I won't tell you next time.
What you need to rush out once this podcast is done. Where are you going tonight? Tell me everything.
By the way, I don't need to rush. I'm cool as a cucumber. We're good. We're here.
It's okay.
Where are you going? We got
going?
plenty of time. So Claudia has a new ambassadorship with a dog food brand. I forget the name, but this is the first event.
Eukanuba?
And she doesn't want to show up alone. So I will be there like the first husband that I am, supporting her. And it's all the way downtown.
Your
like,
social
way to
media
not
is
know
Doug
Claudia.
Emhoff. Sorry.
Yeah. way to not know her all the way downtown, Josh. You know she doesn't go downtown. We're going all the way. We're talking lower than Chinatown.
In Fide
So
Eye?
it's far. It's far. Yeah, it's in Fide Eye. It's far. So I just said, if we can do this at a normal pace. No rush. No rush.
Interesting.
Can you tell that I'm sweating? This room, 2,000 degrees.
Oh, no, you've got some nice pit stains, which...
I have a... Oh, my God, it's terrible.
I don't judge you for them, dude. I'm a schwitzer. The other day, it was funny. I was reading this story to my son at night, and it was this British book, and so they were talking about jumpers, right? Like, oh, little Ian and Jerry were wearing jumpers. And I was like, son, a jumper is a sweater, but it's just like a British term for sweater. And he goes, oh, sweater, like when you take walks and then you come home and you've got that spot on the back of your shirt. Like, are you calling me out for sweating? First of all, no, you dummy. But like, secondly, I was like, that is so classic that he notices that I always come home sweaty.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Built Rewards. PSA for anyone who rents, like me. If you haven't heard of Built, you're about to thank me. Earning points on rent is now a reality. You heard that right. Earning points on rent is now a reality when you pay your rent through Built. You don't even have to check with your landlord to start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment. Let me break it down for you. If you're a renter, I'd start taking advantage of Built if I were you. Here's the thing, we earn points on groceries, travel, and practically everything else we buy, but we should also be earning points on our rent, one of our biggest monthly expenses. Built changed the game by letting renters earn high-value points on rent and around the neighborhood. There is no cost to joining Built, and as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on everyday spending. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, and even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your Built points towards. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not? What are you, nuts? Start earning points on rent you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/goodguys. That's joinbilt.com/goodguys. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. joinbilt.com/goodguys. Joinbuilt.com/goodguys to start earning points on your rent payments today. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Caraway. Folks, you know that in the Soffer household, in the Good Guys studio, in the Peck household, we love Caraway. Their non-toxic cookware is not only gorgeous, but it's functional. And we're talking about the holiday season, folks. We're hosting because we're the hostesses with the mostesses. We are inviting people over, we're cooking, we're prepping. You want to make sure that you have the right equipment. Okay, what are we making? Are we making a turkey? There's a pan for that in the gorgeous Caraway cook set. Are we maybe making a nice mashed potatoes and you need a deep Dutch oven? Well, they got that, folks, too. Or maybe you have some guests that decided to sleep over that you really want to kick out of the house, but before you do, because you're such a great host, you're going to make them eggs in the morning. So maybe you use the saute pan to make them eggs. Caraway, folks, is it. Their non-toxic cookware ditches the chemicals. and features a chemical-free ceramic coating so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemicals will leach into your healthy ingredients. Folks, get the cookware set. It's a full set. Sauté pan, fry pan, Dutch oven, saucepan, plus lids for all of them. A holder that's made of canvas, a magnetic pan rack. It's so bougie, it's so gorgeous. And I'm telling you, you're gonna save $150 when you do it like that, as opposed to buying them individually. Again, features non-toxic, easy cooking, we're talking slick for eggs, and well-loved. Over 65,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time to try it for yourself. The holidays are closer than ever, so get your friends and family or yourself a gift in time. Visit carawayhome.com/guys10 to take advantage of this limited time offer for up to 20% off your next purchase. Again, that's carawayhome.com/guys10 to get this new kitchenware before the holidays. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern.
Yeah, look, I'm honestly not even a huge sweater. There's just something about the material of the shirt and the warmth coming from the radiators. This is what happens in New York, okay? This is a what are you nuts. The second that it becomes October, they crank the heat in these old buildings, in these radiators. And then you're blessed with, it's 75 today, Josh, 76 tomorrow, 78 the next day. We're blessed with weather. Jeez. But if it's warm outside and the heat is on, we're going to be schwitzing. It's too hot. But it is what it is. It's gorgeous outside. And I'll cool down. I'll be fine.
And so you're going to go to this dog food event, and is this like, are we talking Royal Canine? Are we talking Alpo? Is Alpo still a thing?
I think it's actually a new dog supplement company. It's not food. We're looking out for the dog's joints. We're looking out for their cognitive. I think so. We're looking out for their cholesterol levels. We could be giving them lion's mane. I'm really not sure. I will find out. I will report back. We are big fans of cognitive canine supplements.
Are we doing cognitive? Are we giving the dogs chaga? Like, what are we giving the dogs? Echinacea?
We're going to find out.
Oh, my God.
We're going to find out. But yeah, all the way downtown. Josh, I just got back from the beautiful state of Florida. I was there for a week. And let me tell you something, okay? I have a best bite of the week because it's important.
Great.
It's important. Meat Market in Boca Raton is a 12 out of 10. Okay. This was an unbelievable restaurant. Their sushi, fantastic. Kind of felt like a Hillstone. I got a spinach artichoke dip, out of this world. I had a stuffed artichoke. These are my favorite things. And then, Josh, ready for this? They had, I know you're going to be like, but sometimes you eat regular steak. Yes, I do. My kosher is strange. They had a kosher steak on the menu, Josh.
And you didn't get it, did you?
I did. And it was probably slightly worse than if I had gotten just like the regular steak. But it was delicious. And then I had a warm cookie on my way out. Best bite of the week. It was great. That said, Florida weather was no bueno. That post-hurricane, it is still not great down there. Raining, yucky, no good. But the food, A+.
I think, and I open this up to the room, I think a restaurant would be better off. And this is me, and I have spilkes, as we know. This is a word for ants in the pants. I got to move. I got to go. My perfect job would be if I could do this podcast while walking. I'm serious. If we could record it where we would lose all of like the outside sounds or the sounds of a treadmill going, I would rather be walking. But I think dessert is a wasted part of dinner at a restaurant. I think it takes too long in many cases. I think it can literally elongate the sitting time 30 minutes to an hour, which is just unacceptable to me. For what? An apple tart? For a fakakta hot lava cake? Let's go! So after a 2-hour dinner, if they could say, would you like a dessert to go? We've got homemade donuts, homemade chocolate chip cookies. We make our own sour gummies here. We have what's a patisserie, makes bakery shit. We've got a gummery where we can make assorted gummies. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me something for the road.
If we could do this podcast walking, Josh, we would be longer than Rogan. Because we're both the same in that regard. We can talk on the phone and talk on the phone and talk on the phone. It would be a 4-hour podcast. I don't know what we'd be talking about. It would be tangent after tangent after tangent. But I think we should try it one time. Dessert, totally agreed, completely unnecessary. It also makes me feel like ass. I had a beautiful dinner. Filled myself with nourishment. I had a beautiful salad. I had a steak. I had some artichokes. And then all of a sudden, just load in 250 grams of sugar, and then I go home and I feel like crap. But I had a beautiful dinner. I'm done with dessert. I'm done with it. I'm also done with dessert at night.
Yes.
I don't want to sleep on this chocolate lava cake. I don't want to. Stop offering it to me. If I say that I don't want dessert, say, I'd like some. No, be a friend. If I don't want dessert, you don't want dessert either.
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, what about tomorrow? We're recording this on October 30th, so tomorrow is Halloween. I have kids. I know what my day is going to look like, and it's going to be incredible. What does your day look like as a person who's married and slightly, let's just say, beyond the age of let's go rage on Halloween? What does your Halloween look like, Ben?
Yes, and speaking of raging on Halloween, I have a quick story first. In New York City, the kids decided to celebrate Halloween last week, Josh. Last weekend was Halloween. I don't know why. I guess maybe because Halloween falls on a Thursday, they decided to celebrate the weekend before. Claudia and I, it's Saturday night. We fall asleep at 10:30, like kings, okay? Watched some Only Murders, watched some Glee, shut off the TV in a deep slumber, deep REM. 12:55, all of a sudden, I wake up. Not from something I'm hearing, but from something I'm feeling, Josh. Pulsing through my veins. There is a building next to my building where these kids are having a party on the roof. They must have rented literally club-level speakers. You've never heard anything like this in your life. Pulsing through my veins from 12:55 to 1:30. I'm literally looking at Claudia. I'm like, are we being interrogated? I felt like I was captured and they were interrogating me through my chest. It was so awful. So awful. Somebody must have called the cops because they kicked these lunatics out of here. I told this story to my dad. He said, "What are you, such a narc? When did you? What's wrong with you?" I said, "Dad, you didn't feel it. If I could hear it, if they were playing Meatloaf's 'I'd Do Anything for Love,' I would have sang along. But they're pulsing these deep beats, deep house beats through my veins. It was terrible. So what am I doing? What am I doing tomorrow night, Josh? I'm having some candy. I'm doing nothing. Today I dressed up as Guy Fieri and I made a fillet of fish with caviar on top. So I'll post a little video for some Halloween cheer. But other than that, nada."
It's funny. I just feel like I got a snapshot of you at 70 on the phone with the police doing the noise complaint going, "Hello, yes. No, they're club level speakers." It would be for a nightclub. That's how loud.
You have no idea. It was unbearable. And when you have those beats pulsing from, I felt the beats for 3 hours after the music was off. I felt them, Josh. I slept with the beats.
I once, when I was out hard charging, being a cliche in my drinking and other things life, I remember I was 21 and I went to this club in LA and there was this big Halloween party there and it was fantastic, and I'm throwing back, sucking down cranberry vodkas, just living it up. I'm like, this is delicious. You don't even taste it. And my UTI's clearing up. Anyway, and so the girls know. So I'm having fun, and then I'm drinking too much, and then a buddy goes, "Hey, let's go to this other club, even cooler. We're all gonna go in." So we pile in the car and we go. And someone drives my car because clearly I'm not in any place to be driving. And so we all get out and we're about to walk into the club, and I feel this wave of heat come over me and I start to throw up. and I'm throwing up in front of the valets. They're like loving every minute of it. They're like, "Where's Drake?" No, I'm kidding. Should call Drake to help you, bro. And I'm just like throwing up. I'm just dead. And so I like somehow stumble to Hollywood Boulevard and I hail a cab thinking I'm in New York City. No one hails a cab in Los Angeles. And I get into the cab and we're halfway home and I realize my car is at the club, like, and I don't have keys. And so I tell him, turn around. And so I go back and I'm like, okay, what do I got to sober up. I'm going to have to wait a couple hours. So I go to Burger King and I walk through. I don't have a car now because the taxi has dropped me off. So everything is closed at Burger King except the drive-thru. So I do the walk through the drive-thru. And I do like the, hi. I have a double Whopper. And I get the food, I eat it, and then I just proceeded to walk back and talk to the valets to like, by the way, I don't have my keys either, so that was like a real, godsend. And I proceed to talk to the valets for like 3 hours, and then finally like they come out of the club. They're like, "Where were you?" I'm like, "Oh no, it was great. I was in there. You just didn't see me." They're like, why do you have Whopper sauce in your face? I'm like, "Shut up, Chad." And they gave me my keys, and eventually I waited and sobered up and went home. But that was my Halloween. Pretty cute.
I'm literally so upset that I didn't know, like, I left my keys at the club, Josh. Like, that makes me sad. Like, I want to know him. I want to be with him. But Halloween, I normally love Halloween. Claudia and I, we're a duo. We dress up. We love it. Last year, we were Mr. Sheffield and Fran Fine.
Sure.
In the past, we were Dr. Phil and Danielle Bergoli. I don't know if you've seen those. We've been DJ Khaled, and she was Assad Khaled. We do it up.
Wow, that's amazing.
We do it up, and we love it. But yeah, this year, taking the year off. No Halloween for us, except actually the toast will have already aired. We are doing every year on the toast. They dress up for Halloween, and they are being Annie, and what the hell is Annie's twin sister? Lindsay Lohan's twin sister from The Parent Trap.
Oh,
what is her
Olivia?
name? Hallie and Annie, and I'm being Aunt Jessie. If you remember the
Oh, Aunt Jessie, very cute.
So I'll be Aunt Jessie. And, last year I was also Ina Garten. I love dressing as a woman. This is something that I've learned about myself. Halloween, I'm great. I have to be Mrs. Doubtfire. That's one that's on my list that I haven't been yet.
Do you want to unpack and then eat some food, or eat some food and then unpack, or eat while unpacking? I can eat in my room? Yeah. The Parent Trap is such a great movie. It's sick.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fantastic. Yes. And like Lindsay Lohan was a national treasure, and her butler Martin was unbelievable, and Aunt Jessie and everybody, and her rich ass dad. God, he was so rich.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Noble. Oh, you haven't heard of Noble? Well, that's on you, but Noble is a training brand created to support you in your daily pursuit of being your best self. Noble has footwear and apparel for anyone and everywhere life takes you, whether that's the gym, sometimes, on a walk with your dog, always, or running errands while listening to the Good Guys podcast while you're probably shopping for your wife. Always. Okay. Noble is really known for their footwear. They have the industry's best-in-class trainer called the Outwork. That's your go-to strength training shoe. It's amazing, I hear, on your big toes. If you're on the go like us, you might like the Noble All Day. This is your anywhere, everywhere breathable shoe with unmatched comfort. Noble truly has options for everyone, no matter their activity level or workout preference. Or maybe you don't work out, but you just need a comfortable everyday shoe. Noble is the right choice. So folks, if you want to check out Noble, I have an incredible offer for you. Exclusively for Good Guys listeners, Noble is offering 30% off your order. Visit www.nobullproject.com and use code GoodGuys30. That's NOBULLPROJECT.com and use code GoodGuys30. That's www.NOBULLproject.com and use code GoodGuys30 for 30% off your order. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at OpenPhone. Running a small business means you're wearing a lot of hats. Oh, don't I know it at Spritz Society? Your personal phone becomes your business phone, and before you know it, you're just juggling customer calls day and night. As your team grows, it becomes impossible to manage with your personal number. That's where OpenPhone comes in. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone solution. They'll help you separate your personal life from your growing business. For just $15 a month, the cost of just a couple of coffees, or in today's climate, maybe one, you'll get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. OpenPhone works through an app on your phone or computer and integrates with HubSpot and hundreds of other systems. They use AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have a summary of your phone call with action items as soon as you hang up. And if you miss a call, automated messages are sent directly to your customer, meaning you'll never miss an opportunity to engage with them. It's affordable and easy to use. When you're a one-person operation and need help managing calls automatically, or have a large team and need better tools for efficient collaboration, OpenPhone is a no-brainer. Plus, they've won multiple awards by G2 for software reviews and are trusted by over 50,000 businesses. Right now, OpenPhone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/goodguys. That's OPENPHONE.com/goodguys for 20% off 6 months. Openphone.com/goodguys. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge.
I'm going to show you a really funny picture. So my wife has a thing where she doesn't want to do anything for Halloween up until the morning of the 31st. And then all of a sudden,
Classic.
It's like, sound the alarms. What are we doing? What are we dressing as? And I'm like, oh my God. So she goes, this was 10 years ago. She's like, I'm going to be like a funny like fitness influencer from, Instagram or whatever, right? Okay? At this time. I go, okay. And I was like, well, I don't want to, I was like, maybe I'll just like, I don't know, like I was shooting Grandfathered at the time, right? So I'm doing this show, so I have access to an incredible makeup department who's very nice. And I'm just like, I said to the makeup department, I'm like, I'm not going to go. Like, can you give me something like, I don't know, like paint my face with something like silly or whatever. Now, I had done the year before, I had gone as a devil with John Stamos. And like, it was cool because I just did the eyes. So it was kind of sexy and cool. And it was like perfect, really perfect. Look at the photo here. Okay. And then the next year I go to the makeup department. I'm like, would you mind like just like whatever would take like 10 minutes. I don't want you to. They're like, oh no, we'd love to. So generous, so nice. Let me show you what my wife wore to this party and what I fucking look like.
Oh my God.
I look like Eddie Munster. Like
you look insane.
She was like in a tube top, not a tube top. She was in a tank top on like a hoverboard with like what was it? Those detox teas that they used to sell on Instagram, and I literally look like Frankenstein. Like it's crazy.
Wait, Josh, now I need to show you, and we'll put up both of these pictures. I need to show you our Dr. Phil and Danielle Bergoli. Have you not seen that picture?
No, I want it. Like, okay. Oh, that's unreal. Wow, that's really
so good. So good, right?
That's really good.
Oh, my God.
What are you going to go as, Olivia? What are you and Ethan doing?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I also was one of the young kids that went out last weekend. I dressed up as Charlie XCX from the 360 music video. She's got like red wine spilled on a tank top. It was kind of easy. So I was planning on doing that again tomorrow. But to be honest with you, I have always wanted to do Amelia Earhart and the Bermuda Triangle. It's so easy. Just draw a little triangle on the t-shirt. So I think I'm going to talk him into that tomorrow night for the WeHo block party.
I love it. I love it.
Love it.
My parents also used to dress up. I have to find these pictures, but one year they went as a pencil and a paintbrush.
So innocent.
They are sweet people. But yeah, are you a fan of the ultra makeup? Like, were you ever like really
No.
No, never. Not you.
I don't know. I seriously, if I got offered a part, if the part was incredible, I probably would do it, but I wouldn't want to. Like, I think it would have to be like on some Nolan level shit for me to do something where they were like, it's going to be 3 to 4 hours of makeup every day for 3 months.
Oh, that's awful. But like one day for Halloween, I think it's because you are in the business of being somebody else. But like for us regulars, like dressing up as somebody else for a day and playing a part is so fun. I love Halloween. That's why these hooligans listening to Deep House ruined it for me. That's not Halloween. I don't know what the hell that is. Like some weird like ecstasy trip. That's not Halloween. That's not goblins and ghouls. That's not spooky season. That's like a load of crap. Like, what are you doing?
It's so
hooligans.
It's so funny because Alexa, from Amazon, the Amazon Alexa.
My friend Alexa, she does things for me.
My personal assistant Alexa. My kids love Alexa, and all day it's just like, Alexa, like do this, Alexa. And so they did this fun thing for what do you call it? They did this fun thing for Halloween where for the last month you could be like, Alexa, do you detect a ghost? And then they'd be like, oh, there's a ghost in your office. Like,
ooh.
And so I messed up because I bought my kids both Halloween cards. I love off-brand holiday cards, right? Like you wouldn't normally get a card for Halloween.
No, I didn't even know that existed. I love it.
It's cute. And then, like, so my little guy, I got a Coco Melon Halloween card, and my older son, I think like a Ninja Turtles one. And so I wrote, and I put a $2 bill in each, and I wrote like, have a happy Halloween, love, Mom, Dad, and Casper. And in parentheses, I wrote, I'm friendly. And my son read this fucking card and was like, who's Casper? And I'm like, friendly ghost. And he's like, I don't like that. And I was like, he's like, there's a ghost sending me money. It was like the mob reached out to my son. It was like, here's a little bit of money. There might be a time where I need a favor from you, and I hope that you will remember this kind deed. Like, so he was like, I don't want the money. I don't know who this Casper is. Leave me out of it. So then, and my older son Max is like pretty nonplussed. Like he's not an emotional kid. He's like pretty wonderfully stoic. And so I did the thing with Alexa. I'm like, hey, Max, look at this. Like, Alexa, do you detect a ghost? And he was like, no. And he ran. I've never seen him run like this. Basically, my son can't be alone anymore. I've completely ruined him. He was not scared of anything. Now he's terrified of ghosts. And I kept trying to tell him, oh, ghosts. I basically kept shrinking the lie, right? I was like, oh, ghosts are really friendly. Didn't work. I was like, well, ghosts only come in October, the month of Halloween. Doesn't work. So finally, we're laying in bed one night, and I go, hey, Max? He goes, yeah. I go, ghosts don't exist. And he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, they're like a character. They're like Super Mario, but they're not actually like in our life. They don't exist. He goes, well, I told my teacher about it. And I was like, what? He's like, and I told my friend Bennett and my friend Olivia and my buddy Jack. I was like, what'd you tell him? He's like, that this guy Casper won't leave me alone. He keeps trying to give me money. That's parenting.
Oh my God. He's ruined. That's so good. I can just picture him like losing a tooth, putting his tooth under the pillow. He gets $100 or $5, whatever it is, $2. And he's like, oh no, I don't want to be in debt.
Yeah.
Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
He he lifts up his pillow and goes, "No such thing as a free lunch." Just closes his pillow. Pretty pragmatic, but it's so fun, dude. Like, I will say, I think that the two greatest nights a year for a parent is Halloween night and Christmas Eve with your kids. And so tomorrow I'm so looking forward. In the morning at my son's school, his preschool, or I'm sorry, at my son's elementary school, they're having a Halloween parade. So we'll be going to that with all the kids dressed up. Max is going as Michelangelo from Ninja Turtles. And then Shy is going to be Elmo, which I guess there'll be two Elmos in the family. Won't there? So
You're the Elmo from my nightmare.
I'm gonna kill you! La 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 la. Just coming with a
It looks like you're jerking off Big Bird.
oh man!
La 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 la.
Oh my God, Jim Henson, such a genius, and two assholes are totally disparaging his legacy.
Oh man!
And then we're gonna go trick or treating.
Halloween's lit.
We go trick or treating tomorrow night. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna eat so much of their candy.
What? So this is the thing. You have exposed Max to the world of really special candies, right? Like you'll bring home these like cool, intricate. Does he still like regular candy? Is he a fan of the normies?
Yes, and it's such a novelty. Like, to him, like for me, right? If you were like, oh, we have an organic lollipop or like some healthy gummies, I'm like, ooh, yes. But like for him to get given a Twix or, just like a random Snickers, he's like, wow, this is exciting. This is huge.
And what does trick-or-treating look like in Los Angeles? Like in the city, you'd go as a kid up and down buildings. Honestly, an incredible amount of candy in a small place. You'd leave with hefty bags. What does it look like in LA? And are people nice?
They're very nice. You have to, basically, because LA is so spread out, I imagine it'd be like Florida maybe. You have to go to a neighborhood that's kind of all agreed that, for 4 or 5 blocks, they're all going to be in on it. So you go, like in LA, there's Toluca Lake, there's parts of Beverly Hills. You find these residential pockets and you just go ham. I live by the beach, and so all the houses are really close together. So there are streets that are just like walk streets, basically. They have them in Santa Monica and other beach towns. And so it's not open to cars, but basically everything gets dressed up and done up. It looks so cool. There's thousands of kids running around grabbing different things, and it's really an awesome time.
It's just a pretty wild concept. Like, I've never met you before, but I'm going to knock on your door with my 5-year-old and hope that you don't steal us and kill us. Like, I maybe that's just the cynic in me. The more I think about trick-or-treating, too spooky.
It is the cynic in you. It is, if you think about it, there is not another single day in the entire calendar year where a stranger gives you something for free.
Anything.
Nothing.
Totally. Nothing. Nada.
Not even not on Christmas, not on Yom Kippur, not on Easter, not on a federal holiday, not on July 4th. Maybe you get somebody to throw you a cold one if you're lucky.
On Yom Kippur, they'll give you guilt.
Yes. Now, growing up in the city, when we were like in the building I grew up in, there was a list downstairs, and it had all the apartments that were going to give out candy. Is that what you had?
Yep, exactly. And we always, Claudia loves it. We always check our name off. She goes, buys a bunch of candy, fills up our big pumpkin, bowl or whatever. And you know what? Some years, because we move in the city, you move. We've had buildings where no kids come, and it's so sad. And we've had buildings where kids come in droves, and she loves it. She is the trick-or-treat queen. She loves to be on the giving end of the candy.
Yes.
Loves it. Absolutely loves it. I know that your favorites, and by your favorites, I mean you hate them. Big Justice, Big AJ and the Rizzler. Did you see that they were giving out Vita Cocos? Nuts.
They were giving out coconut water?
Yep, nuts.
Well, good for them. I'm sure that's a massive brand deal.
I literally, Josh, I'm sorry, I love the Rizzler. I love him.
Great.
No, I love him. I love him. He went on Fallon, and I'm just like, I love him. I'm wishing him the best, this 8-year-old.
Well, did you hear that from losing teeth to free falling, these are the most common nightmares and how to cope with them? Talk about the witching hour. Losing teeth, falling from heights, being chased, those are some of the most common nightmares that plague sleepers. From a survey of 2,000 people conducted last year, the most common nightmare reported by just over 64% of respondents was being chased or feeling lost. Other frequent nightmares include missing an important event, waking up late, paralysis, or your teeth falling out, or a house fire. Yikes. Dreams are typically a reaction to stress, medication, mental health conditions, or poor sleep. And experts suggest that the feeling of falling or dreaming of falling is a response to the body relaxing and falling asleep, which is often followed by the person suddenly jerking awake.
I heard, I don't remember what it means, but if you lose your teeth in your dream, it's bad news.
It's a bad sign.
Like that's bad. Yeah, what is it? I'm going to Google that. What does
Scary.
it mean if you lose your teeth? Yep, in a dream. Dreaming about losing your teeth often signifies feelings of insecurity, stress, anxiety. No. There's something.
Can't relate.
In the Christian Bible, the loss of teeth is often associated with loss, especially the loss of one's wisdom. Wow,
Interesting.
That's deep. I'm sure that now I'm going to get nightmares because I'm going to say that I haven't had a nightmare in a while. But I haven't had a nightmare in a while.
Me either.
And I'm thankful for that because they fucking suck. And probably like the worst dreams I've ever had. I've had like a dream of like a parent dying and you wake up and that's like fucking awful. And then another, like that I had like this like recurring nightmare that like I never handed in my final and like I never graduated. Like I don't know if that's like a relatable thing, but I like those were the only ones that I've really ever had. But I'm lucky that I haven't had them in a while. Josh, do you have nightmares?
I don't have nightmares. I do. I mean, I know that I do, but I never remember my dreams, good or bad. And I dream. I know that I'm dreaming, but I don't remember them. What about you, Olivia?
I do from time to time. I actually had a really I had a nightmare last week that that P. Diddy was a guest on one of our podcasts, and I had to field all of the questions.
That's so funny.
And get him out of the building.
Wow.
I'm just
on the Skinny
saying.
Confidential for sure.
That was the. I was like, how did you get him out of? Like, did he get a furlough or what? Like, you had to get him out of here.
I'm just saying, P. Diddy, if you are looking to come on a podcast, we welcome you
Oh my
on
God.
this pod.
They wheel him in like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
It was awful. I was so scared the whole time. But,
That is terrifying.
Yeah, but I would have like recurring nightmares about the test thing or like turning in a final. I've had that before, like thinking I didn't graduate. But
Yeah,
I would
they're
always
bad.
Be in the backseat of a car and there's not a driver, which is crazy that Waymo is a thing now. But like that was my recurring nightmare as a child.
Wow.
I don't know what that says.
No good. No good. I too don't remember my dreams, but I'm telling you, Josh, they're sweet. They're lovely dreams.
I believe you.
I'm sure you've been in my dreams. Have I been in yours?
Non-stop. And
Okay,
my
good. I thought-
daydreams.
Okay, I was just making sure that it wasn't just Len. You and Len frolicking in a field.
Hey, did you hear that 1 in 3 adults say they'd sign a sex NDA to keep kinks a secret? We're naked and ashamed. A whopping 95% of sex havers participating in a spicy new survey admitted to being at least somewhat kinky, while more than 60% said they were too embarrassed or worried to share their dirty desires with a partner. The findings presented by some app found that 51% of the 2,000 respondents quizzed confessed to being afraid their other half would react badly and that they would possibly do an NDA if they could. Wow. Oh, sorry. 37% said they would happily sign an NDA before beginning a new relationship to ensure their secrets stay behind closed doors.
Wow. I'm out. Maybe it's just because I'm too old-fashioned. I'm out. I don't want it. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not wild enough, but I just would be like, what are you going to talk about me? That, that I make you tell me that you're actually 50 when you're 35? Like, so what? Oh, I'm the weirdo. You know what I mean? It's not that crazy. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. What? I walk around naked all the time? So what? So what? I'm naked in the kitchen.
I don't know. I just think like...
Do you walk around naked?
No.
And second question, how does walking around naked change when you have children?
It doesn't exist. And sometimes I will fall asleep in some form of undress at night, but like last night my son has a cough that when he doesn't feel good he'll have a cough that reverberates around the house. Like I could turn the alarm off because that cough they'll send help. They'll hear it from the corner store. And so whether it's a cough, whether my little guy, needs something in the middle of the night, and it's a house, right? So you can't, like, if you hear something, you sort of have to go check. I'm rarely naked.
I'm never naked at night. I can't sleep naked. That's nuts to me. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But, I get out of the shower, and, sometimes before I get dressed, I mosey around. You can catch me. It's fine. You catch me, dude.
I can just see you, and you haven't completely dried off, so there's like there's a thin sheen of moisture over your beautiful porcelain cheeks, and you're running around like you're in a rom-com.
Yep. I'm never perfectly dry. I don't know how to do it. How do you get perfectly dry?
You're too tall for that. You're not getting crevices. You're anti-crevice.
And I can't reach my feet, so my feet are soaking wet.
Just traipsing water footmarks all over the hardwood. Like, oh my God.
I don't know how we got here.
Okay, why don't we do one speak pipe and then we'll get to What Are You Nuts?
Perfect. Yep.
All right. If you want to ask us a question, get some advice, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys. Keep it brief. Brevity is key. And maybe we will air your question on the air. This one's from Kennedy.
Hey, good guys. I'm going to be as brief as possible, but this story is insane. So my best friend's best friend, her name is Tammy, recently lost her husband. Let's call him Sean. Both of them are not real names. Sean was diagnosed with a health condition about 2 months ago and then passed suddenly. Her and Sean have a little baby together who is 1 year old. Absolutely heartbreaking, came out of nowhere. Here's the kicker. The husband, Sean, was supposed to be in an Italian wedding next year. Okay? 1 week after Sean passes, the lovely couple decides to tell the 26-year-old widow, Tammy, that she has now no +1 because they rescinded her late husband's wedding invite. Are we kidding me? Did we need more space in the villa? Like, did they want a honeymoon upgrade? I am genuinely so floored. I think that they thought, oh, perfect. Like, he passed away. Now we have, like, a room for so-and-so's sister's cousin. Let's bring him. Be so for real. So you're one.
Can you imagine? They're like, yes, cholera. Like,
I just need to know, were they friends with Sean or were they friends with Tammy, Josh?
clearly Sean.
Okay, so then, I don't know. I don't even think Tammy would have gone anyways. What are they doing?
Right.
Leave this woman alone. Like, to rescind is nuts. Totally nuts. To switch it to, yeah, you think that this woman recently widowed is going to travel to Italy to come to your wedding alone? Like, that's the part that's fucking insane.
I couldn't agree more. Do less, couple.
Do less. She wasn't coming anyways.
And what I would say is, if you have a spouse who passes away, which is awful, this is one of the rare times where you as a couple go, let's say she does decide to come to the wedding, and not only that, decides to use her +1 to bring a friend to give her some emotional support because she wanted to come to the wedding because it was something that her husband really wanted to do. Let it go. Like, that plate is already paid for. But I will say, in all other scenarios, and someone tried to pull this at my wedding, and I was like, what are you, nuts? Someone's wife or husband couldn't come, and they were like, do you mind if I bring someone? And I was like, I do.
Yep.
Like, you can come, but if your wife's not going to come, like, no, you can't just bring some rando.
Yes. Which is honestly probably what they were thinking. I don't know. It's definitely a little dicey, okay? There's somebody dies, like, give some grace. But Tammy's going to bring Linda, and the couple doesn't know Linda, and now you have Linda and Tammy. They don't know Linda. It's dicey, Josh. It's dicey.
That's why I'm saying this is a very specific thing where when someone is bereaved, maybe you roll the dice and go, they're going to bring a support friend. Like, it's going to be odd, but we're going to have to suck it up because she just lost her partner.
It's wild. That is, see, folks, this is a speak pipe.
Yes.
This is excellent. Great job. Even if you made up Tammy and Sean, the name Tammy also shivers down my spine. I don't know if you know a Tammy. I don't want to know a Tammy. I don't want it.
What's Tammy short for? Tamalind?
Nothing
Tamara?
good. Tammy's short for nothing good.
Yeah.
Tamika? I don't want to know her. I don't want to know Tammy. You got a what are you nuts, Josh?
Yes.
Besides naming your daughter Tammy?
My Tammy Peck. TP. My what are you nuts is kids sports. My son, God bless him, he plays on he's 5 years old. He plays on a soccer league. This is, I don't need to say, it's all for fun. This is all fun, right? Kids are having fun, but they're not, because my son's team is garbage. We have lost every single game, and it's a blowout, everyone. Now, he played last year, and it was cute because he was like barely 4, and him and his little buddies, the way they would play, it was just like, it was so sweet, and you didn't expect much. But now, around 5 is when kids get coordinated, and we are not good. And I have now gotten to, if we're getting so blown out by halftime, I start suggesting a forfeit. I go, let's call it, guys. Like, come on, can we go? Like, are any of us having fun? And what are you, nuts? I'm telling you, if your kid's team is getting blown out and the game means nothing, forfeit. It should be implied. If they're losing by more than 5, we forfeit.
Josh, I think that this one's on you. You need to be recruiting. I don't know if you've seen Kicking and Screaming, but you need to find that 5-year-old Italian stallion, the future Messi, and you got to bring him to Max's team. You need to revive them.
I don't know if it's happening. It's not looking good, Ben.
Okay. Well, my what are you nuts is electric cars again. Look, I'll drive them, okay? They're fine. The second that I need to charge them, we're not ready for these cars, folks. We're not ready. I get it. If you have a Tesla charger, ooh, good for you. If you have a regular non-Tesla electric car and you're trying to charge it, here's what's going to happen, okay, Josh? You're probably going to go to a shopping center. You're going to plug in your car. You're going to wait 55 minutes in the fast charger for it to charge your car. It's going to cost you about $60. But what are you doing, Josh, during those 55 minutes, huh? You're going to your Target and you're spending $300 because what do you do with 55 minutes? You're not supposed to sit in the car because apparently the rays, they're going to mess with your brain, okay? So I ended up spending $360 just to fill a tank What are you, nuts? We're not ready. Or maybe it's me. What am I, nuts? Do I have a spending problem?
You might.
Okay.
But
Well,
we all need to go. Like, for instance, my supercharger in my town is right next to a Macy's. I love a Macy's. I love it. I go to the furniture section. I look at the home goods. I go buy the perfumes. I don't buy nothing. I just
nice.
browse. Just browse, babe.
Macy's is a good place to browse. Target's not a good place to browse. You're not browsing at Target.
But
You're
you can
putting
pick
these
up
things in your
stuff you
cart.
need. You always need stuff at Target.
Yeah, sure. You also need.
What are you
don't
buying
need
from the
things
Chip
at
and
Target.
JoJo collection?
I'm buying anything I see. Oh, I need a new TV. No, you don't. Put down the electronics, Ben. You don't need them.
Take us home.
Well, folks, if you were going to rate 5 stars, this episode certainly wasn't it. I'm just kidding. 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you, nuts? What are you here for? Support us. 5 stars or get lost. Okay, listen to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on Josh's YouTube. You got to see us interacting, laughing. We're having a great time. We have so much pizzazz. TikTok and Instagram. Watch our clips. Share our clips, okay? Mondays and Thursdays, folks. We will see you next time.